What's up, everybody? Big Herc 916. Want to say thank you for subscribing to my YouTube, for sharing the channel. I'm all about that positivity and that motivation. And if you could also support my Patreon by becoming a member, the link's in the description. I really appreciate it because on the Patreon I can be raw and uncut. I don't have to worry about a lot of the algorithms. I can give you guys topics that I can't talk about over here and keep it real and uncut. Moving forward, as far as a people, as humanity, one thing in particular I want to share with the Black community is that as Black men, I feel that we need more of us to step to the forefront and be mentors and leaders, in a sense that we give these future generations some type of guidance. We have some strong Black women out there who have done their part in raising their children as single parents. We've had some strong Black men out there who have done a great job raising children as single parents, but together as a family unit, and it doesn't matter if it's an interracial unit, just having that strong Black male role model presence there makes a big difference. And some people might say, well, why are you talking about just the Black? Well, I'm talking about the Black because that's where a lot of the focus seems to be at right now. And I've said it before, and statistics have proven the same to be true, that when there's not a Black male present in the household, in a Black family, and you have a woman trying to raise a young Black man, there's a higher tendency for there to be issues as far as education, at a certain point, moving forward into just job choices, college, just the level of success. And like I said, not to take anything away from the Black women who have done a great job, but Black men, we know that you like to get out there and we all love women, and you like to get out there and do your thing. But when you have 2 and 3 families, 2 and 3 different baby mamas, and you're not providing that in-house guidance, it makes a difference, man. And I think we look there and we start addressing some things as far as teaching our kids certain things that allow them to survive and to navigate. I mean, my mom, single, Black woman, but yeah, she was married, but my stepdad, the first one, Black dude, wasn't shit. And second one, white cat, but he couldn't really give me anything. It was too late in my life, and it wasn't like we really could relate. I'm just keeping it real. He didn't, we was cool, but I didn't get anything, man. So I made a lot of dumbass mistakes, man, and put myself in positions to be subjected to circumstances that put me in harm's way. So I just think back and I didn't find my first male Black role model till I went to federal prison. So that's a big problem in our community. And even a lot of the brothers, man, some of them did have both parents and they still made mistakes, but at least the odds are more favorable if you have that strong presence of a male in the household. A lot of things you miss out on, man, that when it comes to making certain choices and decisions, the male needs to be present to give you that guidance, to give you that direction. And like I said, this is I'm not trying to ostracize any other nationality, Mexican, white, you know, Asian. I'm just talking about the blacks in general because I'm black, man, and I'm not Asian, I'm not Hispanic, I'm not white. So I'm talking about blacks and what has affected me in my life. Another thing is, you know, we always talk about national politics, but you guys need to get more involved in your local politics. Your district attorney, your local representatives, your local Congress people, you guys got to start speaking up. You got to get involved. You got to, you know, vote. You know, I was one who never really voted and never really cared to give a damn about politics. I read a lot about government. I was familiar with rights and certain other things, you know, but I didn't really pay attention to the local. Well, your local is where you guys got the power at, and that's where you can make the difference. So you start talking about community policing and just what's going on around you and how it affects your school funding, all type of other programs. You got to start in your local community because that's where your kids are and that's where your family is and that's what's going to affect you first. So you start with them and you can, you know, you can petition. You guys could, you know, get people out of positions if they're abusing them. And this is where you have your power at. So the local politics is very important. And so if you want to, you know, make a difference, created some type of meetup group, and when they have these forums or these get-togethers, participate, speak your voice, and share your opinions. And like I said, you get signatures. Signatures is power, man. That's what makes the difference. You know, these are some of the things we could do moving forward. And then on top of it, just you know, accountability, you know, making a lot of these people accountable for their actions like they hold us accountable. You know, we do things, there are certain accountability things that come into play, and they should be under the same scrutiny that we are. It's a game changer when you have a camera or video footage to show certain actions. But you know, you guys got to voice your opinion and do it wisely and allow that to speak volumes. Another thing is economic power. You guys spending money. Who you spend your money with. Find out who owns a lot of the properties in your community. Find out which stores that are, you know, community owned or based with people who have businesses, and as far as, you know, helping these businesses get business loans so that they can expand themselves and build economic wealth, spending money with people that are supporters of the same goals and objectives. You know, that's one of the things the Jewish community does, is they don't get messed with because they have economic power. And they also have people who are involved in politics and people who are lawyers. So if anything happens to one of their children in any situation, circumstance, somebody's gonna get their wig split because they can exercise that. You got to create some type of group that has like legal representation. So if something happens, you can move forward with that legal representation. But your dollar is your most powerful weapon. You know, money is power. When you can affect certain businesses economically, that's power. You can make them listen to you. You have a voice, you know, so the rah, hoo, but if you ain't putting down some type of financial sanctions on these places who are not, you know, listening or who have shown otherwise, you're not really making a dent. And that's the real dent, is economics. So those are a number of things we can do from the family, from the community, from the economic standpoint. We can make a lot of changes moving forward. And, you know, a lot of people, you know, kind of gotten in their feelings because they feel like, you know, oh, I'm talking about politics now, but man, positivity, motivation, politics all tying together, man. You can't be twerking and just keeping your eyes closed and not being conscious of what's going on around you. And I'm wide awake, man. So I got to keep you guys wide awake. So that's why I'm sharing this and speaking on certain things that I feel need to be addressed, but we need to make significant changes so that we can be more vocal and have a difference in what's going on in the world. Big Kirk 916.